In this video, we're going to be doing a quick recap of what's been going on with our Carolina Panthers. As you know, we had about 80 something players on the roster, and well, as the season comes up closer and closer, we got to get our roster number to 53 players only. So a lot of moves happened. And we also had a few trade moves as well. And Baker Mayfield apparently had some things to say to the Cleveland Browns. Remember, keyword apparently. Also, only a small percentage of people who view my videos are actually subscribed, so if you end up enjoying this video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind later on. Enjoy the video. Alright, so welcome back everyone. I know it's been a while, but I'm back. So, to start off this little recap, I'm actually going to read you guys this article from the official Panthers website about our 53-man roster so far. So, without further ado everyone, let's begin. Initial 53-man roster breakdown to be continued by Darren Gant. The one thing we know for sure about this 53-man roster for the Panthers is that it's unconventional. The other thing we know for sure is that it's going to change, and soon. For one thing, the Panthers have no kicker, 6 defensive tackles, and 7 wide receivers on the initial list they have to work with after making cuts Tuesday. They also have a quarterback on the roster who won't be able to play for at least a month, so adjustments are coming. Many parts are going to move in the ensuing days as they put together the roster, which will take the field on September 11 against the Browns. Some of these guys could end up traded. The Panthers have already made 2 deals the day before the deadline, adding Laviska Shenault Jr. and getting a draft pick for Dennis Daly, while quarterback Sam Darnold's injury leaves them thin at quarterback for the first few weeks. It's a lot to take in after Tuesday's moves, so let's go position by position through the initial, not anywhere close to final 53-man roster. Quarterbacks: Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, and PJ Walker. It's reasonable to expect that the Panthers will clear a roster spot soon by putting Sam Darnold on short-term IR, since head coach Matt Rule said this week that Darnold would miss at least 4 weeks with a high ankle sprain. And until or unless they make a move, and Rule doesn't rule it out, that means he'll roll into the regular season with Baker, Mayfield, and Walker as his backup. Running backs: Christian McCaffrey, Deontay Foreman, and Chuba Hubbard. This is a tight group, and they complement each other very well. Of course, McCaffrey's abilities dictates that he gets a lot of work, but Foreman had a good preseason and gives them a bigger back who has proven to be effective in short yardage situations. Hubbard still has some home run speed, and because of the way the roster fell, will likely be a key part of their special teams this year. Tight ends: Ian Thomas, Tommy Tremble, Giovanni, Ricky, and Stephen Sullivan. This is a group of guys that each play individual roles well, without any one of them being a dominant all-around player. Thomas and Ricky are both excellent blockers, and Ricky is a top special teams player. Sullivan is perhaps the surprise to many, but coaches love his combination of size and receiving ability. He had a fumble in the preseason, but that doesn't obscure to them a large body of work. When they talk about developing players, he's the kind of guy they're referring to. Wide receivers: DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Laviska Shenault Jr., Terrace Marshall Jr., Shi Smith, Rashard Higgins, and Andre Roberts. This is more than you usually want to carry into the regular season, especially since there's not an established special teams coverage player like Brandon Zylstra among them. Roberts' return ability is rare, so the choice was made to try to upgrade that phase by keeping the veteran. Trading for Shenault gives them another big body, because other than Moore, the rest of these guys' run is a little lean. It will be interesting to see how offensive coordinator Ben McAdoo, who was in Jacksonville when the Jaguars picked Chenault in the second round of the 2020 draft, uses Chenault, since he also has the ability to line up in the backfield and in the slot. It's a more versatile offensive group, and we'll see how they make up for the loss of Zylstra at other positions. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, Brandon Zylstra getting cut really pissed me off. Offensive linemen: Ikem Ekwonu, Brady Christian, Pat Elfin, Austin Corbett, Taylor Moton, Bradley Bosman, Cameron Irving, Michael Jordan, and Cade Mays. The Panthers had significant depth on the offensive line that they were able to trade a reserve Dennis Daly for a future draft picks. That is an actual sentence that was written in the year of our Lord 2022, roughly 365 days after the Panthers embarked on an adventure that saw them use 14 different starting offensive lines in 17 games. Yikes! This group is more talented on a top line with the addition of Ekwonu and Corbett, and dependably deeper. Of the 4 guys who aren't starting now, the Panthers have 3 guys who started 35 games last season and 134 in their careers, along with a rookie in Mays who can play 4 positions and could end up starting at center in a few years. The hope is that Ekwonu and Christian bond quickly and become the kind of left side of the line that Panthers haven't enjoyed since the days of Jordan Gross and Traville Warden. It's early yet, and Ekwonu will have to continue to develop as a pass blocker to reach that level, but the possibility is there. Defensive linemen: ends, Brian Burns, Yettergros Matos, Marquez Haynes, Amar Barno. Tackles: Derek Brown, Matt Lonades, Bavion Roy, Davion Nixon, Phil Hoskins, and McQuain McCall. This is probably the group you raise an eyebrow at, because 6 defensive tackles are more than a team reasonably needs. But this is also where we remind you that this roster is not a finished product, and other teams are always looking for talent on the line. McCall, an undrafted rookie from Kentucky, had a solid camp and earned the notice of coaches. He has the kind of wide body frame the Panthers didn't otherwise have. Linebackers: Shaq Thompson, Damian Wilson, Frankie Louvu, Corey Littleton, and Brandon Smith. They're running a little short here as well, and it wasn't easy parting ways. Undrafted rookie Aaron Mosby, who has a multi-position versatility. Linebacker Julian Stanford, who led them in special teams tackles last year, was placed on IR Tuesday. The starting group is more stable this year, and having Littleton as a backup and a guy who contributes on special teams is practically a luxury. He got a lot of work this summer as Thompson recovered from a knee surgery and did not look out of place with the first defense. Louvu is getting an expanded role this year, and he's always brought energy on and off the field. Seeing how he holds up to a larger workload will be interesting. Defensive backs: cornerbacks, Jace Horn, Dante Jackson, C.J. Henderson, Keith Taylor, Stanley Thomas Oliver III. Safeties: Jeremy Chin, Xavier Woods, Miles Hartsfield, Sam Franklin, and Cian Chandler. There aren't many teams in the league that could let a player such as Stephen Gilmore, the Gilly Lock, walk in free agency without second thoughts. But with the development of Henderson, who had one of the best camps of any player here, they're solid there with Horn and Jackson alongside him. Woods has been a find as well, and his ability to communicate across the defense will help Chin in a number of ways. The backup safeties are more situational players than defensive reserves. Hartsfield can play nickel and many other roles befitting his two-way pedigree from college, while Chandler and Franklin are both core special teamers. And last but not least, specialists: punter Johnny Hecker, long snapper JJ Jansen. Obviously, they're going to add someone here to replace the injured Zane Gonzalez. They brought in a bunch of kickers Monday for tryouts, and they'll bring more in over the next few days to look for a solution. The injury changes the outlook for a unit that had made great strides from last year when kickers and punters were rolling in what seemed like a weekly basis. Gonzalez had stabilized the kicking game, so losing him was a blow. But with Hecker's ability to punt and pass, trick plays are very much a part of the game now. In Jansen's everyday excellence, whoever walks in will at least have comfortable surroundings. And now, the juicy part of the day, the GOAT, Baker Mayfield, who apparently said he was going to fuck up the Cleveland Browns. Did he actually say this? Well, the truth is, it's really hard to tell at this point because you see, the reporter is a female, which is kind of surprisingly because now she went on a podcast and tried to act all innocent and shit, and apparently she told him that she wanted him to succeed and to fuck up the Browns and all this other shit, but she wouldn't even say exactly what she said, so already she seems pretty sus there. But anyways, she also said that Baker Mayfield agreed to her and that he said he was gonna fuck them up. So like I said, it's really hard to tell at this point, but whether it's true or not, the damage is already done. This news is already spread like wildfire, but nonetheless, I love this energy. I really do. I love this energy from Baker Mayfield. It gives me clear Cam Newton vibes. We haven't gotten someone this aggressive since, well, Cam Newton. And however, though, I will say, if he's gonna make a comment like this out in public, I know this wasn't really meant to be public, but if he was gonna say something like this in public, he might as well say it after we beat the Browns, because now that the Browns hear this shit, there's a good chance they're also gonna get fired up, and Baker Mayfield is gonna be a heavy target to get injured. So that I'm really concerned about, but nonetheless, I love Baker Mayfield's energy, definitely. Man, it's good that he's a Carolina Panther. But nonetheless, that's all I got for you guys for now, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and or subscribe. Y'all have a good day, and keep pounding.
Stand and cheer for the Panthers in our grand old name. Nothing could be finer